Good morning, traders, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. So we ended up with another shooting star. So this pattern that we see here doesn't do much for my confidence for a direction up or down. So we've got a shooting star there, we've got a shooting star here, we've got an indecision bar here. Okay, look what happened the last time this kind of price action happened. See all these, I think it was like 5-6 days where we were just completely confused. And then look down here, 4 days here we were completely confused. So, typically when that's happening, something big is about to happen. Okay, so oscillator is also indicating that is something that we need to watch out for, that something's about to happen. But it could take a few days, it could take a few weeks. So until then, we trade what we see on the lower time frames. So the wedge is still in play, but bear in mind it hasn't broken, so it's pointless trying to jump in on a wedge trade at the moment. So you need to be going with a trend, and that trend is currently up. Okay, so looking at the 3 hour, you can see we are bouncing to the bottom, bouncing to the top, bouncing to the bottom, kind of almost in a range at the moment. And there is a change to my chart, so I'll just cover that for you now. Okay, so there's our current range. I think let's just get rid of the wedge so we're not overpowered by that. So the big change for me is I'm not looking at a 200 EMA, we are looking at 150 EMA. Okay, I'm just finding the 150 is being adhered to specifically over the last couple of trading sessions, far easier than 200 EMA at the moment. Okay, so we are range bound. That's what we are at the moment. This is still a head and shoulders pattern. So there's a shoulder, head. This was the original shoulder, but this could be a higher shoulder. Only if it gets above 10,818 is going to destroy that pattern. Okay, so trend was up, then we're below the trend moving average, and we're above the moving average. So that is also an indication of a potential turn, but it's not a turn just yet, it's a potential turn. Okay, if we get down to the hour, you'll see gap up, big down, big up, big confusion. Trend is up, so we should be looking for opportunity to the upside. This gap closed, we now have this massive gap to the downside, which is going to be a magnet. And just back to the daily, the level that we're at the moment is fairly significant. And that pattern that we got on the weekly is also fairly significant. Okay, that's a proper handyman that. Okay, so plan of action for today is extremely low time frames, because this, you're not going to make a fortune trying to be sort of chasing longs at the moment, but you are going to make some money scalping. So for me, 12 minute, 15 minute is the way to go, and watch the price action. You can see you had a long here, and you had inside bar, basically a double top, break below there, put the lines in, break below there, stop above there, which basically gives you 56, 60 point stop loss, and you had a short here. Okay, nice and structured all the way down until you get this exhaustion bar, and then these tails to the upside after an exhaustion bar above the 150 EMA. You can see that, so that is dictating the trend. Trend is up, so that's the end of the scalp, back in long. Okay, so I think for today, what we're looking for is a pullback. So we're looking for a pullback back to 10,659. Just want to get make sure it's on the hour as well, and there's another inside fractal there on the hour. So what we're looking for is a little bit of a pullback, 10,674, 10,659, and possibly even as far as 10,630. We're looking for a pullback there, and then we're looking for a continuation to the upside, and targets are going to be 10,796 and 10,818. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at the moment. So if we just come to the 12 minutes, you can even trade this with the 5 or the 6 minutes as well. But any kind of pullback back to here, you can see I have a 67-point stop loss because my stop is going to be below this fractal here. So if we have a nice decent pullback, it's going to give me a 40-point stop loss, basically for 125 or alternatively 189 pips. And that is fairly decent for the DAX right now. Okay, so bear in mind we are range bound. So any move to the downside, I think will be, because there's two ranges here. So the first one is obviously this range of Friday. And then obviously we've got the bigger range of the last 2 weeks. Okay, so yeah, I think it's going to take a huge effort to get through the current highs. So for my trading today, it's really just trading the range. And we'll start with a small range. I'm just going to go to the 5 minute here to show you the structure that you can see here. You can see on the 5 minutes we are drifting into the moving averages. It's still above the moving averages, and you can see you would be adjusting your range all along. Every time a fractal forms, you'll be adjusting your range. Okay, until you get a breakout. There's your breakout. That's your long stop there. Up, and then you can see price action happening here. Break below that fractal. Let's move that level there, because there's your range again. Top, bottom. Break below that. That gives me my move short. Okay, and also you see the oscillators are all lining up as well. So your entry was here. Oscillators crossing far apart above the 0 line, which indicates trend to the upside still, and off we went. There you get a crossover, you get a grouping, it gives you a move to the downside, pretty much down to the 150. You can see how the 150 has been respected. Okay, there we are. So that's kind of the structure, the strategy we have for today. Pretty much off the 5, 12, 15 minute charts, basically. And we are looking to go with the current trend, which is up. But obviously we're looking for pullbacks to go up. The only thing that's going to mitigate that view is if we start dropping below fractal levels. So every time we drop below a fractal level and form a new fractal below the previous fractal, that is a new low, and that is where you start to need to pay a little bit of attention, and look for trades in the opposite direction. Anyway guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and we will catch you later. Cheers for now.